Good morning, all of you. So, as you know, we are studying at presently what is the importance of pH in everyday life. So, already we have discussed what is the importance of pH in our everyday life, like, for example, pH in our digestive system. Next one, pH change as the cause of tooth decay. Is it correct? And also, in last class, we have discussed plants and animals are sensitive to pH changes. That is what presently we are going to continue. Plants and Tell me, plants and animals are sensitive to
changes.
pH changes. So now, in this also the first part we have been studied, not regarding animals, regarding plants we have been studied. So that is what, under this, the subtopic is soil pH, and as well as the plant growth. So now, as I have taught you in the last class, in which kind of pH value the plants can grow well? Anybody? What is the pH of soil required to grow the plants well? Most of the plants grow best. What is that?
5.5.
Plants grow best when the pH
7.
When the pH is equals to 7 or close to 7. Is it yes or no? That is what you have to remember. pH is close to 7, then the most of the plants will grow best. Now, if the soil is too acidic or too basic, then the plants can grow very badly or even not at all grown well. Is it yes or no? So that is why you can see we have to check either the the soil is too acidic or too basic. So even how to test yourself also I have taught you in the last class. Now let us come to, once again we'll make a quick recall. The soil may be acidic or basic natural. We don't know. Some soils are acidic in nature, some soils are basic in nature. But most of the soils are what? Most of the soils are acidic in nature. Is it yes or no? Nobody is answering. So most of the soils are acidic in nature, and if we'll see why they are becoming acidic or basic in nature. Anybody? What is the reason behind? They will ask in MCQ. How the lands will become acidic or basic in nature? Because of why? What is the reason? Please check in our classwork and tell me. Yesterday also I have taught you. Why the lands are becoming acidic or basic in nature? Because of what reason? Arvind Ganpati, Arya, then what is the use of teaching here? Because of using
Chemical fertilizer.
Yeah, very good. That is what. So why the
Chemical fertilizer.
acidic or basic? Because of a continuous use of chemical fertilizers in the fields. That is the reason you have to remember. What is that? More
usage of chemical fertilizers in the field.
Chemical fertilizers. All of you should involve in the class. Chemical fertilizers. So now, as we know that the lands are basically, most of the lands are acidic in nature. And what is the pH value? Acidic in nature. So acidic fields means in the sense of pH value is what? pH value is less than
4.
Is less than 4, then it will become too acidic. And as well as if you take the basic field. So what is the basic soil? Basic soil, what is the pH value? Maximum up to, it can go
8.3.
up to 8.4. pH value is up to 8.4. This is what we have been studying. Now, let us come to here. When the land is too acidic, we have to add basics. Is it yes or no? So we have to add the basic substances. So when the soil is too acidic, then what we have to do? Too acidic, then it is treated with the materials like. What is the materials we have to add? First one, like we have to add lime. So quicklime chalk. Calcium oxide. Understand? Calcium oxide we can call quicklime, or we can add water. Slake lime. Understand? So slake lime. Also we can call it as what? Calcium hydroxide. And as well as, or we can use chalk. Chalk we can use. That is what? Calcium carbonate. You understand?
Carbonate.
This is. So when the land is too acidic. Now, when the land is too basic in nature, now basic soil. So we want to increase the acidity, make it neutralize. Understand? We have to add the substances which contains the acid. So what substances contains acid? What substances? They are alkaline in nature. That is what we should call as alkalinity. Have you remembered? Alkalinity, correct or not? So this alkalinity of a soil can be reduced by adding what? Adding what?
Leaching organic matter.
Organic matter means in the sense of animal dung, cow dung, like that. Understand? So that is what we should call as manure, and as well as a compost, vermicompost or compost, we can say. So if the soil is basic, then we have to what we have to use? We have to use the organic matter, decaying organic matter. So that, for example, what we can use? Manure or vermicompost or compost, we can say. That is. So this is what it is. Now, how to test either the soil is too acidic or basic? What we have to do? Testing method ourselves. How to test? So what we have to do?
Taking 2 grams of soil in a test tube and mixing it with 5 ml of water,
3 ml of water.
then filtering it with filter paper, and then using a pH paper or universal indicator, we test it.
Very good, Vaishnavi. So we have to take 2 grams of soil. Is it yes or no? So 2 grams of soil we have to take in a test tube, and we have to add how many ml? 5 ml of
5 ml of water.
Understand? 5 ml of water, and we have to shake it vigorously so that the soil will mix with the soil, water. So later, that one we have to filter by using a filter paper. So in that filtration, what we should get? In that filtration, we used to get filtrate, and as well as what we should get? We should get the residue. Is it yes or no? So in the beaker, we used to get the liquid. That is what we should call it as what? Filtrate. And
Filtrate.
in the tissue paper, means that filter paper itself, something will solve the soil will
Residue.
that is called as residue. So this residue we don't want. This filtrate, if we test with a universal indicator, it will give you what? It will give you the pH of the
the
given
soil.
sample of soil. So as you know, pH value, the universal indicator having different colors. Is it yes or no? So universal indicator is having different colors with the different pHs. So based upon the color value, we people easily can identify the pH. Either the land is too acidic or too basic. Is it correct or not? Yes, that is what we have been discussed in the last class. So coming to the today's class, we will continue that. So now what is the today's class now? Plants is over. Any doubt anybody you can ask me. Now pH change and the survival of animals is most important. So all of you keep heading. pH change and survival. pH change and survival of whom?
Animals.
Okay. So now this is the most important one, because in our sustainability, pH values will place a very vital role. Without that pH values, we people cannot survive happily here on the surface of the earth. That is you have to remember. So here you are. That is why you can say the pH plays a very, very important role. For what? For the survival of animals, including human beings also. We people also cannot survive without these pH values. So this pH changes. That is why we can say a very important role or vital role in every human beings and as well as every animal. Means for the survival of this one, this is most important. Suppose you can see our body works well within a narrow pH range of. Suppose I'm very happy. Suppose I am very healthy. Or else, suppose let me take Arya. He will say I'm also very healthy. Killer fun. Ashika, like everybody is working well. Means in the sense of our body pH, when it will be working well, when the pH value is just a narrow pH range of 7 to 7.8. That is what you have to remember. The most important MCQ. Understand? Our body works well within a narrow pH changes, narrow pH range of how much, Ra? 7 to 7.8. Do you understand, all of you? So the pH, that is the most important MCQ, first MCQ. So what is the pH value of human body range? So they will ask you. That is what, Ra? Narrow pH range of
7 to
7 to 7.8. Means under this pH value, our body is used to work well or happily. Understand? Ra? Now, due to some reason, maybe it is like a digestion, understanding, or some other reason, or else atmospheric conditions or some problem. So the pH range gets disturbed in the body of a person, and many alignments can occur. Do you understand? So because of disturbance of this pH, so many problems rises in our body. So for example, you can take aquatic animals. So let me take aquatic animals like fish. What is aquatic animals? Major aquatic animals are fishes only. Is it yes or no? Please tell me. So aquatic animals used to live in where? Whenever we can say aquatic animals, means where they are used to live.
Water.
Water.
Is it yes or no? So now, if you observe, the aquatic animals can survive in a lake or river or anywhere, ocean, water, within a narrow range of pH change. Now, suppose if you observe, suddenly the pH of rainwater is about, for example, if we'll take, suppose the fishes are living in a small pond, or let me take, this is a river. You understand, Ra? So river, they are used to stay. Now, how the river is to get the water, Ra? What is the river is to get the water? How? Because of rain only. Is it yes or no? So every water body, they used to get the water because of rain. Is it yes or no? Will you guys accept it? Okay. Now if you observe, this rain usually, the pH, understand, when the pH of rainwater is about just 5.6, all of you should remember, 5.6, then it is called as acid rain. What you should call?
Acid rain.
What we should call acid rain, because pH value is less than 7. Is it yes or no? So less than 7 means what we should call? It is acidic in nature or basic in nature? Acidic in nature. So that is why you can see, because of the pollutions, because of some kind of problems, then if the rain will fall with a pH range of less than, understanding, narrow range of like water about 5.6, then that is called as pH, understanding, acidic rain. So now if you observe here, the acid rain can lower the pH of a lake water or river water to like such an extent. For suddenly, if this rainwater will fall with the pH value 5.6, means acid rain, then the pH value of this one, usually here the pH value is about to varies, again the same very narrow range, means 7 to 7.8 only, like humans only you can consider. So usually the normal water is 7. So if you take some kind of impurities and all, maybe the pH value varies from here to here. So why can't acidic medium? Because acids means nobody can survive. So that is why always the pH value, the people can survive, everybody, every organism can survive only with the range of water. Basically water range is 7. So maybe slightly varies from 7 to 7.1, 7.2 like that. So in that we can survive well. But suddenly if this acid rain will falls with 5.6 pH, if it is mixed with that, what is going to happen, Ra? Overall pH is going to decrease or increase? Overall pH of water is going to decrease or increase? It's going to decrease or increase? Is going to be decreased. Is it yes or no? Because acid is going to mix with that. So that pH, acidic nature is increasing. So that pH values decreases or increases? Decreases. That is what you have to remember. pH value is decreases when the acid rain is mixed with this normal water. Now, any kind of like a pond or lake or etc. etc. Now, if you observe here, this here, the too much acid rain can lower the pH value of this water which is present in lake or river or etc., which will lower the pH of lake water or river water to such an extent and make this complete river water into acidic in nature. Acidic in nature. That is why you can see in the animal plants or some kind of National Geography channel and all. Suddenly by morning or else some situations, lakhs of fishes are died and they are floating on the surface of water. Have you noticed it? Yes or no? Please tell me. Lakhs of fishes are used to die and they used to float on the water. You may be noticed it in the some kind of news channels also, or else where the people are used to grow the fish. Suddenly, because of some accidents and all, so they may be die all together. So single night because of increasing the acidic nature. Actually, do you understand? So if the once the acidic nature will increases, so the survival of aquatic animals will become very difficult. So the high acidity of lake water or river water even can kill all these aquatic animals. Do you understand? Kill the aquatic animals. That is what you have to remember. Aquatic animals. Now, who is the major cause of this acid rains? Anybody? That is what the chemistry you have to learn. The same question they have been asked in last NEP meeting for us. What the meeting has been conducted in last Sunday. So, what is the major cause of acid rains? Anybody? What is
Pollution.
Pollution.
dioxide, nitrogen dioxide, nitrogen oxide, or sulfur dioxide? What is that? What is the major cause of out of this four? Anybody?
Sulfur dioxide.
Sulfur dioxide. All of you should remember. Major important. So major cause of acid rains is sulfur dioxide. Very, very dangerous. Because if it will react with water, what will form? It will react with water. What will form? Sulfur dioxide react with water. It is used to form. What it will form? H2SO3. Understanding? SO3 sulfurous acid, weak acid. Understand? Sulfurous acid. Or else, if it will form sulfur trioxide, it will react with water. It will form what? H2SO4. Understanding? Sulfuric acid. So very, very dangerous. That is what you have to remember. Acid rain is causing by because of sulfur dioxide majorly. But actually, nitrogen dioxide, nitrogen oxide, carbon dioxide also they are same thing because nitrogen oxide and all they will react with water. They will form nitric acid, carbon dioxide, carbonic acid will form. Do you remember? Yes or no? Yali, Varsini? That is what you have to remember it. So it will form acid rain. Acid rain is causing by majorly sulfur dioxide. What is that? Sulfur dioxide. You have to remember. Understand, Arvind? Absent is called. Pranita, good morning. Call to Jesse and so many are absent is make the call for them. That is what you have to remember it. Understand, Karthikeyan? Yes or no?
Sir.
Yes? Yes. Now, let us come to here, if you'll observe. For example, if you take calcium carbonate, if we have to suppose if the is often added to the acidic lake. Suppose if you take acidic lake is present, means in the sense of observe. Arvind, yesterday you asked me, you have put me some question. Have you remembered?
Yes, sir.
Yes? Yes, or
Yes,
no?
sir.
Yeah, please can you able to read that question? Now after this concept you read because all of you listen. Yesterday you asked me one question, sir. This question I have not understand while it is explaining by somebody. So let me understand this question. Now land is too acidic. Now see, this is not my water body. It may be lake or pond or some etc etc. Now because of acid rain, this water is turns into water. It is because of what? This is water is turns into what? Turns into
Acidic.
what? It is turns into
medium.
acidic in nature. Understanding?
Acidic
It is
medium.
about almost the pH value is what? Less than 7. pH value is less than 7. Means in the sense of it may be 6 or it may be 5.6 based upon the amount of acid rain. Is it yes or no? Yes or no? Please tell me. All of you. Now, when this because of this acidic rains or acid rains, once this water is become into acidic in nature, what is that? Acidic in nature. So, sir, how I need to save? How I need to save this fish and or aquatic animals? We have to add this. We have to add this acidic in when it is acidic in nature. We have to add calcium carbonate. What do we have to add?
Calcium carbonate.
We have to add calcium carbonate. What is the formula of calcium carbonate? calcium carbonate, CaCO3. So we have to add calcium carbonate. So why, sir? What is the reason behind? Because this calcium carbonate is added to the acidic lake water. So it will neutralize the acid that comes from the acid rain. Do you understand, Ra? Acid rain, and it will prevent the fish in the lake from being killed. Means it will stop the killing of fish in the because of acid rain, and it will neutralize the pH value of acidic water. Are you understand, Ra, Arvind? Now,
Yes, sir.
yeah. So
Sir, it will increase the pH value, sir.
what, Ra? It will
Sir,
increase it.
only adding calcium
It
carbonate.
will make it basic in nature. It will try to reduce the acidic in nature. Do you understand? When you add calcium carbonate, CaCO3, it will try to increase the pH value. It will try to increase the pH value by making neutralized. Do you understand? So the pH value is from 5.6 or 6, it will becomes to 7 or 7 point above. Do you understand, Ra? Above 7. That is what you have to remember. Any doubt, anybody? Most important one. Now, Arvind, can you able to read that question? All of you listen.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, he used to read that question. All of you listen that question. Read, Ra, Arvind.
A student tests a sample drinking water and reports its pH value as 6 as room temperature. Which one of the following might have
So
been
he has
added in
been
water?
reported. Listen, Arvind, please. Once again, repeat the question. So what is that? Read louder.
A student tests a sample drinking water and reports its pH value.
So one of the student testing sample drinking water. That is a question MCQ. Understand very carefully. Sample drinking water, and he has been reported that the pH value is equal to how much, Ra? 6. Is it yes or no?
At room temperature.
Yes or no? So now 6 at room temperature. Very good. At room temperature. So now pH value 6 means all of you should respond. pH value 6 means what is that? Either it is acidic in nature or basic in nature.
Acidic.
Acidic in nature.
Acidic in nature. Acidic in nature. So if acidic in nature means in the sense of the pH value is what, Ra? Less than 7. Purinjicha, all of you respond, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Important question. So acidic in nature. Now, if I want to make it neutralize, means in the sense of I want to increase the pH value. Is it yes or no? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, please continue, Arvind. What is that? Sample drinking water, pH equals to 6.
Which one of the following might have been added in water?
Yeah, which one? So because of the pH values decreases, pH is equals to 6. So that which one may be added for that because of to reduce the pH value? What is the options, Arvind, please?
Sodium chloride, sodium bicarbonate, bleaching powder.
No, what again from first you read? I have not understand.
Calcium chloride, sir.
Calcium Ca,
Sodium chloride,
CaCl2, calcium chloride. Next,
sodium chloride,
sodium chloride. Next,
bleaching powder,
what? Bleaching powder. Very good.
sodium bicarbonate.
Bleaching powder. Next one, sodium bicarbonate. Is it yes or no? So that is.
Yes,
So
sir.
sodium bicarbonate means
NaCl, sir.
yeah. So what is the answer? Can you able to say? So the pH value
NaCl.
NaCl is neutral, right? It is a salt. How you can add this one?
Sir, it is base, sir.
Now, no, here they are not asking you to increase the pH. They are asking your water, your drinking water pH value becomes 6. So what might be maybe mixed with that? That is what I want. Can you able to say, please? Anybody? Anybody, please?
So CaCl2.
What?
Sir, option A.
Option A. Who is saying?
Sir, option A.
Who is saying?
Karthikeyan.
Karthikeyan. Why? How you can say?
Sir, it is neutralized, sir.
What? Wrong. How? Any other? Pranita? Bhumika? So observe very carefully. If it is becoming acidic in nature, it is becoming acidic in nature. Now you can see, if you add the NaCl option, eliminating the options is most important. Because same question I will give in another way. By that time you can understand. So NaCl is a neutral. Actually, it is a salt. So if you, by adding salt, pH value is never decreases to less than 7. Do you understand, all of you?
Yes, sir.
You understand? understand all of you? That is the next thing. Next, bleaching powder. So if you take the bleaching powder is actually little acidic in nature. By adding this one also, the pH value is decreases. Understanding? To kill the germs, to kill the any kind of germs, we people can add bleaching powder. Do you understand, Ra? Please let me know.
Yes.
Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Bleaching powder,
Yes, sir.
it is having little bit acidic in nature, so which is used to kill the germs. Now, sodium bicarbonate, as already we know that sodium bicarbonate already we are using. It is an alternative for what? Acid, antacid. Have you remembered? Antacid.
Yes, sir. Baking soda.
Basic in nature. Is it what is the nature of this one? Basic
Basic
in
in
nature.
In nature.
You understand? Basic in nature. Now, Arvind, what the madam said, what is the correct answer?
First one, sir. Calcium chloride.
Calcium chloride. Then now I am saying you listen, all of you. So if you are having an option calcium chloride and bleaching powder, actually calcium chloride is containing more acidic in nature. That is why the answer is calcium chloride. That is why the pH value is reduces to 6. Suppose if there is no calcium chloride, I will give you one more option. Washing soda, please write it. Washing soda, common salt, baking soda, bleaching powder. Like that, 4 options given. Same thing. Which one of the following might have been added in water? Same question. 4 more options I am giving you. Washing soda, common salt, baking soda, bleaching powder. Now, which is the option? Can you able to say? Which is the option? Bleaching powder. That is what you have to remember. Do you understand, Arvind? So bleaching powder contains little bit acidic in nature. Why? To kill the germs. Do you understand, Ra? To kill the germs. That is what you have to answer. Now, here one more doubt. Actually, it is for me also little doubt. Either calcium chloride and bleaching powder both are there. Then what you have to choose? That is what it is. That little bit confirmation I will give you in the next class. Okay, Arvind?
Okay, sir.
If calcium chloride is not there, then you have to remember what is the answer? Bleaching powder.
Bleaching powder.
Because it contains little bit acidic in nature to kill the germs and all. That is the reason you have to if you add to the water, then the value will pass to 6. What happened, Ra? Somebody is asking something. Please.
The answer is CaCl2.
CaCl2. Understand, Ra? Okay, Ra? Calcium chloride. Please tell me.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
or
sir.
no? So, if you'll observe, actually, CaCl2 is a salt of strong acid and weak base. That is the reason, actually. Do you understand, Arvind? So, if you'll add CaCl2, how we are getting CaCl2? Can you able to say? Actually, CaCl2 is a salt. Is it yes or no? Water. So, it is used to form by 2 kinds of substances. What is that? Can you able to say? HCl plus
Calcium hydroxide.
calcium hydroxide. That is the reason. So this is the strong acid, and as well as it is a reaction between what? Weak base. That is why we are getting respect to salt plus water.
Plus water.
The reason it is more acidic in nature. Do you understand, Ra? It contains some acidic nature. That is why the pH value is reduced to 6. Is it okay, Arvind?
Okay, sir. Okay.
That is what you have to remember. Now, so if the aquatic animals, the pH value, because of acid rain, the pH value falls to less than 7, like 6 and 5.6. So make it neutralize. What we have to add, Ra? We have to add calcium carbonate. That is what you have to remember. What is that formula? CaCO3. Understand, all of you? So acids are also present on other areas. Suppose, for example, you can see like how the soil become acidic in nature. We people have added the same thing. If the soil is acidic in nature, also what we are adding now? Calcium carbonate only. Is it yes or no? Have you remembered? Yes or no? Calcium oxide. Sorry, what is that? CaO. Calcium oxide. CaOH twice. Calcium hydroxide and
Hydroxide.
next one.
Calcium carbonate. Chalk.
Carbonate. Correct. So now if you observe, we have other planets on the Earth. What is the other planets? Atmosphere. Any other? What is the other planets in the atmosphere? Other planets. Are planets are like Earth. Like Earth, we have other planets.
Mars, Venus, Jupiter,
So we have
Saturn.
too many planets. Like,
Mercury.
around 8 planets we have. One planet is named Pluto, including Pluto. 9 planets we have. So if you example, acids also present not only in the Earth. Understand? Also present on some other planets also. And majorly some plants completely made with acids only. So this is also most important. For example, if you take the atmosphere of planet Venus, if you take Venus plant. Do you know Venus plant? All of you?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So if you take this
Sir.
Venus plant, so this Venus plant is made up of a thick white and yellowish clouds of sulfuric acid. What is that? It is made up of what? Made up of what?
Sulfuric acid.
Made up of a thick white and yellowish clouds of, means the atmosphere which is present in the Venus. Not atmosphere means don't think only air. So whatever the atmosphere is present there actually Venus. Continuously the like rain will falls. That rain is only what we should call sulfuric acid. I understand made of thick white and yellowish clouds of what it is? Clouds of sulfuric
acid.
Understand?
Acid.
Very, very important MCQ question. So it contains sulfuric acid. Always like our Earth, how the rain will fall. Like that Venus, continuously like rain will fall. That rain is called as what? Sulfuric acid. What is that? Sulfuric
acid.
So that is the reason. Is it possible to survive the life on Venus planet?
No, sir.
No, that is what you have to tell me. So life cannot be existed. Life cannot be existed. Understand, Ra? Exist on the planet Venus. Why? What is the reason? Why? What is the reason?
Because of the presence of sulfuric acid.
Sulfuric acid, acidic in nature, it is going to be destroy our everything. We cannot survive it because what is the nature of life? Animals, everybody can survive. The pH ranges of slightly varies between the 7 to 7.8. Understand?
7 to 7.8.
Particularly our human brain. So that is the reason. So that is the reason nobody can survive. Life cannot be existed on the planet Venus. So this is all about the third pH value. Understand the pH importance of pH in everyday life. Now coming to the last one, very, very important. This is what we are definitely the MCQ questions will come. That is what we are going to study now. So the last one is called as, what is that? Can you able to guess? Anybody? Self-defense. What we should call? Self-defense. Suppose if we touch the honeybees for protecting them from us, they will bite us. Is it yes or no? So we used to get immediately the pain. It will be swelling also. Wherever it will bite, immediately it will be swelling. Correct or not? It will inject some kind of poisonous. So
And
self-defense by animals. Self-defense by animals and plants. What is that? So even some poisonous plants are there. Self-defense by animals and plants through chemical warfare. What is that? Through chemical warfare. What do you mean by chemical warfare? Anybody?
through chemical substance.
By injecting chemicals, they will be protected. Self-defense, we can say. So they will be protected by themselves. That is what we should call as chemical warfare. Now, for example, you can say, so this is what the fourth point of, very, very important. Please all of you keep reading. Self-defense by animals and plants through chemical warfare. Now, if you'll observe very carefully, in our surroundings only, if you'll see, many animals and plants protect themselves from their enemies by injecting painful and irritating acid or bases into the skin. Is it yes or no? Please tell me. So many plants and animals. Just if you will touch them, they will bite or they will poke, they will something they will do, and they will insert some kind of poisonous in the sense of maybe some acids or some bases into the skin, and they will causes painful and as well as irritating. Is it yes or no? Suppose if you take even it will causes death also. Suppose if you'll touch the snake, if you'll disturb the snake will bite and it will inject water, poison. Correct or not?
Venom.
It will even leads to the death. That is also we can say animals are protecting themselves by injecting the chemicals. That is what. So many animals and many plants in our surroundings, they will protect by themselves from their umrah. From whom? From enemies. From whom? Enemies by injecting what? By injecting what? By injecting painful
Painful and irritable.
and irritating acids and bases into the skin. Right. Irritating
Acids or bases.
acids and bases into their skin. Whose skin? Enemy skin. Into their skin. Now you can see, for example, honeybees. Suppose if you touch a honeybee, if you disturb the honeybee, what will happen? Honeybees. You have to tell me. So honeybee will bite. Is it yes or no? Honeybees it will. Now you can see after if it will once it will bite, the sting of the honeybee is broken.